What's up, NBA fans? Welcome back. All right, today's another episode of 30 Teams in 30 Days. I know, the grind just doesn't stop. It's like, thinking about doing this before I did it, I was like, oh, it's going to be all right. You know what I mean? But no, this is a lot of work, not going to lie. And it's 30 days. That's a lot of damn days. But we're somewhere in the middle on the Memphis Grizzlies today. If you're new to the series, let me break it down to you real quick. I'm going to talk about their draft. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to give it a grade. I'm going to do the exact same thing for the free agency period. And then I'm going to talk about their roster, how their rotation's looking, not every single player on the team. So if I don't mention that one EuroLeague stash guy they drafted in 2014, and sue me, I don't know what to tell you. Then I'm going to talk about 3 questions that I have for this team coming up for this season. Going to give an overall offseason evaluation grade and where I see them. Then I'm going to tell you why. And then I'm going to tell you where I think they're going to be in the conference. So, as I said, today's the Memphis Grizzlies. With the 30th pick in the draft, they selected Desmond Bane, who I love. I wanted the Sixers to get him. He is a knockdown shooter. I think he could be an immediate impact type of player. Unfortunately for him, I don't really see him finding any type of playing time this year because the Grizzlies are deep with young talent, and he's not going to get time over DeAnthony Melton. He's not getting time over Tyus Jones. He's, at this point, probably not even going to get time over Grayson Allen, so he's probably going to be stashed up on the bench for the first season. Then they got Xavier Tillman at 35. I like Tillman, but he's a high floor, low ceiling type of player. I saw a comparison between him and Udonis Haslem, so that's pretty cool. And the fact that Haslem is still in the NBA is wild to me. I felt like he retired like 6 years ago. But Tillman can't shoot, but he's a really good defender. He's a really, really good rebounder. He's an energy guy, and I think a team like this could use that. But at the same time, they have Brandon Clark already, who is just a much better energy guy, a much more talented overall energy guy. So we'll see. He plays bigger than he is, though. Can't shoot for dog shit, though. So hopefully this dude can learn. I gave the draft a B+. I liked it. I thought Desmond Bane was a nice pick, but at the same time, I think they missed out on just better fits, maybe. Free agency, all they did was trade for Mario Hezonja. They lost Josh Jackson, which is probably a plus. John Conchar, I think he's a Chicago native. Jonte Porter, which is a 2K god, and Anthony Tolliver, who's another dude that should have retired 8 years ago. I gave the free agency a C. It's just lackluster. Mario Hezonja is nothing to write home about. Their roster right now is looking like John Moran at the 1, Dylan Brooks at the 2, probably Kyle Anderson at the 3. Unfortunate for Grizzlies fans. Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 4, and Jonas Valanciunas at the 5. His name's always whatever. Their bench is probably looking like Brandon Clark is the 6th man. DeAnthony Melton is the first guard off the bench. Tyus Jones, Justice Winslow, probably Mario Hezonja, Grayson Allen probably coming off. My question with their roster is Kyle Anderson needs to become an elite on-ball defender to become a genuine starter in an NBA nowadays because he can't shoot and he's like just a throwback player. He really is if you watch him play. So I don't really love him starting at the 3. Maybe he can become a better shooter than he's been. I mean, he has improved, definitely, but he continually needs to improve. My 3 questions is, number 1, is John Moran an all-star this year in a West with good guards? Now, it's interesting, because if James Harden gets traded to the East, wow, that opens up a big spot for him. But at the same time, I don't think John Moran is all-star level yet, though I would love to see him be an all-star this year. And I think if he is an all-star, Memphis is probably a playoff team this year, which is my second question. Are the Grizzlies a playoff team right now? I'll save it for my prediction of where they're going to be at, but I don't want to spoil it. And number 3 is a big question, I think, for Grizzlies fans. Can Jaren Jackson Jr. play the 5 consistently? Say Valanciunas is not here anymore. You have Brandon Clark, who I like off the bench. I do. I think he's a great bench player, but at the same time, if you can move Jaren Jackson to the 5, and if he can stay consistent, because don't get me wrong, his interior defense is great. He's a great shot blocker. He's a good defender. He's an energy guy. But my thing with him is he has a serious foul problem. It's the same thing with Matisse Thybulle. Now, I had Matisse Thybulle probably starting for the Sixers this year. So that shows you that I think Jaren Jackson can get rid of that. I think it's just a rookie a rookie mistake. A lot of rookies, that's the big thing, the big adjustment they can't make coming into the NBA is that foul problem immediately, because that's a problem oftentimes with rookies, and I think he was definitely an example there. So, I mean, if he can cut down on fouls, I think absolutely he can be a 5. Maybe gain a little weight, because he would be getting tossed around by dudes like Embiid. Overall, my evaluation is a B+. There really isn't much they could have done in free agency. A lot of their guys are already locked up. They have a lot of people already on the roster, so it's not like they could have just went out and made crazy moves. It was uneventful, but at the same time, they're running out this same young, deep team that they had last year, which is awesome, which is lovable, because this team was so exciting, and I love the Grizzlies. I love their bench, too, because their bench is so damn young and athletic. I love DeAnthony Melton. I love the fact that they re-signed him. I thought that was a great deal. Tyus Jones is a great backup point guard. I'm fans of everything that this bench is bringing out. I think Brandon Clark is a stud off the bench for them, especially at the age he is. I mean, technically he's not the youngest dude for being a second-year player, but he's still young. And another thing is, I hope Dylan Brooks, personally, can become more consistent from 3, because he is a hell of a shooter, don't get me wrong, and he really is a hell of a shooter. He has Buddy Hield potential to give you 19 a game, but his thing is consistency. He struggles with it. I think shot selection at times is not great for Dylan Brooks. A big thing with me is just that he would be having games where he's like 5 of 16, and he's pulling up from 6 feet beyond the three-point line with 2 guys on him when there's a guy standing in the corner just wide open. And I'm like, Dylan Brooks, dude, I love you. I love the shot-chucking mentality, but like at a point, you need to have some offensive IQ, have some offensive awareness. And I feel like at times he lacked that. So my prediction for where I think they're going to be, I think they're going to be the 10th seed in the West, which is good enough in 2020 because that gives you a play-in seed. I'm pretty sure it's 7 to 10. So that is sweet. Maybe this year they can win that play-in tournament instead of last year losing to the Trailblazers. But I think they're the 10 seed. I just don't think they're quite top 8 yet. I think, as I said in my Western Conference predictions, I have them a step away from being a step away. They are so close. Next year, I think maybe if Morant can take another jump, that is going to be Morant's all-star year. That is going to be the prime time for Grizzly playoff basketball. But right now, I have them on the outside looking in at the 10th seed, which is still pretty good, and it's doable nowadays in 2020. So, until then, until tomorrow, I guess, until my next Sixers video, maybe I'm going to drop a hypothetical video today. We will see where my creativity leads me. I have no idea. Peace out, though. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe to the channel. I am that close to 250, and I want 500, and I guess 250 is probably the first step. I don't know. Go Sixers. Peace out.